All right, folks, we are live. Thank you for joining me. It's another Flex Friday with your boy, Mr. CJ Curry. Appreciate everybody who's out there watching, supporting the channel, supporting what I got going on Patreon and Discord, etc. Big salute to all the supporters out there. Guys, Flex Friday plus PrizePicks went ahead and sprinkled a couple of extra little things, a couple extra little nuggets on us today. We're getting 3 discount dogs. Discount dogs, in case you're living under a rock, you don't know what discount dogs are. Discount dogs are essentially like tacos, Taco Tuesday. So we're going to get 3 discount dogs, and we're getting Flex Friday. So incredible different promotions all kind of aligning, and hopefully it leads to a very profitable Friday. We could turn this into a second payday for some of us out there. But appreciate everybody who's here. Guys, we've already got 48 people watching. Love the support. Love y'all showing up and showing out. Let's run through and say what's up to some folks real quick. We got Franco in the building. He says first. Yeah, I think you were first, unless you can, consider me to be first. Then you're second. But hey, outside of myself, you're definitely first. Michael's in the building, says second. Shout out to you, Michael. Zachary says, let's get this money. We got D'Angelo in the building. Happy Flex Friday game. Got 3 discounts plus Flex Friday. It's looking like $150+ in entries today. Let's cash out. Love that energy. Love that positive attitude. Michael, health is doing fine, my friend. Each and every day above ground is a good day. Everyday Fantasy says, what to do, good peoples. That's my guy, Don P. If you're in Discord, you know Don P always coming through clutch for us. We got Marvin in the building. He says, what's up? Let's beat the books. Mike from the 4s. He's leaving the chef emoji with the fire emoji. Shout out to you. Ali's in the building. Says, welcome back. Handmaid's here. He's wishing everybody a happy Flex Friday. Thanks for all your wisdom. Chief's in the building. Like the video. Absolutely. Take Chief's words of wisdom, folks. Take a moment, slide that thumb toward the like button, and just click that sucker for me. Click the like button. Let's get the word out to as many people as possible. The more likes, the more likely that YouTube is going to recommend this video to other people, and we want to try to help as many people as possible. That's the name of the game. That's why I do what I do, to help you. Anthony Harris says, yo, what's up, CJ and everybody? What's up to you, Mr. Harris? Well, Curry on fire. Appreciate that. Chris says, good morning. Good morning back to you. Ray says, let's go. Josh Morgan, what's up from East Texas? What's up from South Florida? Tampa Bay, baby. Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, happy Friday. Divine Truth Allah, peace. Back at you, bro. Chris says he's already done his 6 pick. That's all right. Hey, we still got some discount dogs. Maybe we'll make some 2-pick power plays with the discount dogs, and then maybe we'll build out our first 6-pick flex play. I don't know. We could go a lot of different ways. A lot of different options today. Jaya's in the building. Yo, Jaya came up big on some promo money last night. Did you guys receive a free entry to win some promo money? Let me know in the comment section in the live chat. If you did you cash in? Were you able to make the most of your opportunity? We had somebody in our community cash out for $5,000. That's my guy Hoof. Shout out to Hoof for cashing out that $5,000 entry. Turning those free entry opportunities into promo credits is never a bad thing. Mr. Gonzalez says, Leather and Skin says, what's up? I don't know what the hell that means. Shout out to Leather and Skin, though. It sounds good. I don't know what it is, but maybe a little provocative. I don't know. I don't know what that means. T-Bone, yo, shout out to you. Oh, Chris, CJ Baller 23 from Discord. What's up to you, Chris? Trey Prince says, The Undertaker. He stole my unofficial nickname, man. Yeah, that's The Undertaker's real name, Mark Calloway. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but yeah, Undertaker's real name, Mark Calloway. That's why every time I see Mark Calloway in here, the first thing I think of is Taker, The Undertaker. Britton says, yo, Chef, long time no see. Listen, y'all got to turn notifications on. I've been dropping videos, couple every week, not an everyday thing like when we're in full swing with NBA, but I've been dropping videos, at least 2 of them per week here on YouTube. So if you're not getting notified about my videos, if you're not seeing them in your YouTube feed, you need to turn those notifications on. Ring that bell, turn on all notifications, then you won't be left out in the cold when I drop some content here. All right? That's my biggest piece of advice to you. And make sure you hit the like button too, because that'll get those videos back in your YouTube algorithm, your YouTube feed. So King United says Flex Friday and discount day. Let's go. Big Swayze. Alabama only gets combo picks. Well, Yeah, that's true. I don't know what we'll do about combos. If there's some interesting combos out there, I mean, throw them out there. Send them my way. Let's see. Rise up, liking some Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper for what? Bryce Harper's been swinging a hot bat lately, for sure. For sure. All right, that's all the what's ups and shout outs that you're going to get from me for right now. As I mentioned, today is Flex Friday, so your first Flex entry up to $20 you get back. And what I've been doing, my Flex Friday strategy, I've been putting $33.33 on my 6-pick Flex entry. And there's a reason for that, because I'm hoping that I'm good enough to go at least 4 out of 6 or better. 4 out of 6, 33 risked. You would get $13.33 back, meaning $20 in net losses would be refunded to you. So that's how you take full advantage of this promotion, of this opportunity here on Flex Friday. Put $33.33 on it if you've got it. If you don't have it, that's okay. But if you've got it, $33.33 is the way to go. Hope that you go 4 out of 6 or better. I mean, we're looking for 6 out of 6. Last Friday was not so kind to us. We got hooked by 5 different picks. 5 picks hooked, guys. We went 1 for 6, and the 5 that missed, all by the hook. It was super close. So hopefully we can do a lot better than 1 out of 6 today. Last Friday was a stinker. It stunk up the joint. But anyway, yeah, Flex Friday, doing big things. And question for you guys out there that are watching. 66 of you watching out there, 31 likes. Let's get those likes up. But question for you guys, are you liking this new PrizePicks update? Have you updated your PrizePicks app yet? Have you been to the PrizePicks website on a PC or Mac device? Are you liking the new color scheme? Are you liking the new fresh coat of paint, we'll say? Let me know. Kind of interested to see what you guys are liking. If you're liking it or not. You got the neon green, the brighter purple going on. They kind of got rid of the gold. Let me know if you're liking the new PrizePicks vibe, the new logo. I mean, I think it's kind of dope. It's definitely more of a youthful feel, more energy injected, infused into the app and stuff. Things are popping off the screen a little bit more than they did before, I think. So I'm liking it. It's going to take a little time probably for some of you to get used to, but I think it's a step in the right direction for PrizePicks. I don't know. Anyway, I've already used one of the discount dogs. For those of you who are following me on Twitter, now known as X, right? X, Twitter, whatever. I tweeted this out or posted this, whatever you want to call it, late last night. As soon as these discount dogs hit the PrizePicks board, I got to work. And basically what I did was I jumped on the Framber Valdez discount dog, 3.5 pitcher strikeouts. I took it over, of course, because why wouldn't I? He's projected for 5.6 strikeouts last night. So I definitely jumped on that one. You're getting a 2.1 strikeout differential there. And then I paired it with Braxton Garrett, and I mentioned here that Braxton Garrett was probably going to get bumped, and sure enough, Braxton Garrett got bumped from 4.5 strikeouts to 5. If you're in Patreon, if you're in Discord, you saw this first in Discord, and then I released it to Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Braxton Garrett ended up getting bumped up to 5 as he was projected for 5.7 Ks. Now his projection for strikeouts did drop just a little bit. It's sitting right around 5.4 Ks on the bat by Derek Carty, but still, I think we jumped on some tremendous value. The line did end up getting bumped up to 5, so we got in there like swimwear before the line got bumped up to 5. So yeah, shout out to everybody who got that, whether you're in Discord, Patreon, or whether you follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Congratulations if you jumped on this. Hopefully he cashes out. Braxton Garrett facing the Washington Nationals today, so hopefully he's throwing some heaters. But yeah, give me a follow if you're not following me yet on Twitter or X. At Curry the Creator is where you can find me. At Curry, C-U-R-R-Y, the Creator. Give me a follow. Appreciate you guys. And of course, if you're not on Patreon yet, it's just 66 cents per day. We're posting out winning picks each and every day. We got a community full of very friendly, helpful folks who are posting their favorite plays as well, stats, anything you can think of to help one another win. We're doing all the hard work, the dirty work. We're a community, a family. It's an ego-free, judgment-free zone, my friends. So if you're looking for a friendly community to join, we got that. Private Discord access, we got that. Picks every day, we got that. All right. So think about joining and help support the content that I do here for you guys out on YouTube. Let's check with some MLB weather to start things off here, because there are some weather issues or concerns for us to kind of consider before we get too deep into any picks or anything like that. Starting off with Houston at Detroit. Green, Green is good, meaning we don't really have any weather issues or concerns to think about there. Says a raindrop or two at the most, no worries. We got Chicago at Pittsburgh, a sprinkle or shower possible, but nothing heavy. It's warm, it's humid, and winds are blowing out to center at 10 miles per hour, which is good for hitters. If the wind's blowing out, you got humid weather conditions, that ball should travel a lot further. So if you're thinking about taking some hitters, Chicago and Pittsburgh is a good game to think about taking some hitters. Yellow weather conditions for Colorado at Baltimore. Not overly impressed with the rain coverage or intensity per Kevin Roth, the DFS weatherman here. But if a batch of weather ends up in the wrong spot at the wrong time, it could be enough for a delay. Now, delays are not fun, guys. If you are playing MLB and you're taking pitchers to go over certain projections in a game that could potentially be delayed, that's no bueno. That's not what you want to do, right? Because if your pitcher gets delayed, let's say it's 30-minute delay, 60-minute delay, there's a good chance that that guy's not coming back out. And your overplays or more plays are then shambles. You're in shambles. They turn to dust. So something to think about. Definitely pay attention to the weather, which is why I'm going through this real quick, because I saw so many different games on the weather report today. St. Louis and Philadelphia keeping things rolling here. Same as Baltimore, but even less impressed with the coverage and intensity here. Really just need a pregame radar check. Let's make sure there isn't a little shower or storm immediately on track to hit the ballpark. And that will be the case for all these East Coast games. So a lot of these East Coast games are experiencing some showers. So it's definitely something to think about. Yellow and green for LA at New York Mets. Kind of the same situation as St. Louis and Philly, Colorado and Baltimore. Green light go for Oakland at Chicago. No issues there. Now here's probably the one that looks most sketchy. Yellow-orange for LA and Boston. All right, so be careful with your LA Dodgers and Boston Red Sox picks, especially, like I said, if you're going to be taking pitcher picks from that game and you're going to be taking the over, this game could potentially run into a delay, a prolonged delay, which is not good for your overs. So I want to mention that one and highlight that one especially. Texas at Minnesota, green light go. Atlanta and San Francisco, featuring our guy Spencer Strider, one of our discount dogs today. That one is also a green light go. So definitely wanted to throw that out there. Bring those different weather situations to your attention. You should be checking the weather report every day before you go and start making your selections, making your picks. But the weather is most worrisome in LA and Boston. So, all right. We talked about, it's Flex Friday. We got discount dogs out there on the PrizePicks board. Let me see here. Let me drag this over. Bloop, bloop. There we go. We'll blow it up just a little bit. Boop, boop. So you guys can see it a little bit better. And then we'll go over to the different discount dogs. Pitcher strikeouts. Now they kind of have these hidden. You guys notice that? Normally pitcher strikeouts is like the first category here on the PrizePicks board. I don't know why PrizePicks is playing games with the board, but they're playing games with the board. So when you click the MLB button on the newly refreshed desktop version of PrizePicks, you might have to go hunting a little bit. They're not making this too obvious here that there's discounts on the board, but there are discounts on the board. You got to go to the pitcher strikeouts category, and once you're there, you see these little evil, chalky looking hot dogs. Now, hopefully that ain't a sign of things to come. These little guys are drawn up here with white chalk. I hope none of these discount dogs actually chalk today. I hope they're all good plays. We're going to look at each and every one of them. For those of you who have not used these discount dogs yet, we'll do a little deep dive into some of these discount dogs and see what the options are here and which ones are looking the best. All right. First thing I want to do is go over to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Guys, you've heard me talk about this before. For those of you who have viewed my content in the past, you know that I love this tool because this tool helps us get a good idea of what the true odds of a pick are to hit. It basically goes out there, it looks at the different sportsbook lines. It takes the odds from those sportsbook lines, strips out the VIG, and gives us a true approximation of the odds of a pick to hit. And so taking a look at the discount dogs under the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, the discount dog with the highest likelihood of coming through for us is Framber Valdez, who's at 3.4 pitching strikeouts. Again, his line was at 5.5. They've discounted it down to 3.5, giving us about a 76.5% chance that Framber Valdez strikes out at least 4 Detroit Tigers tonight. 76.5% chance. This is not a free square. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing is a lock, right? But this looks really good. 76.5% chance for Framber Valdez to go over 3.5 strikeouts. So now that we know that it is a plus EV play, obviously at a 76.5% chance to hit, let's run through some projections here. And again, we're going to be using the Bat by Derek Carty. We'll also be using RotoWire, Fantasy Labs, Number Fire, FTN. I try to use as many projection models as possible. For those of you who are in Discord and in Patreon, you know that I'm pretty thorough with checking different projection models and such. And so we're going to do the same thing for you guys who are watching here today. All right, the Bat has Framber Valdez projected for 5.6 strikeouts. We need 4. He's projected for over 5.5. So the first projection given to us by the Bat is a good one. Good one, right? Second projection, we're going to head over to RotoWire. RotoWire's got Framber Valdez projected for 6.1 Ks. So they like him to go over 6 strikeouts. An even higher projection than what we saw on the Bat. So we're 2 for 2. Projections looking rather sweet here so far for Framber Valdez to go over his discount dog line of 3.5 Ks. Heading back over here to Fantasy Labs, they've got him projected for 6.8 strikeouts. So an even higher projection than RotoWire and the Bat. So things are looking up and up here for Framber Valdez. So if you had any questions, any hesitation or reservation about taking this discount dog, I would say don't worry about it. Just take it. Like I said, you know that it's not a free square. You know that it's not considered a lock. There ain't no locks. But it is projecting very well. Here we got Framber Valdez at 6 strikeouts on Number Fire. Again, well over the 4 that we're hoping for. 4 or more, and we're getting paid here. This pick is going to hit for us. So I think things are looking really good here, but I'll give you one last projection, and this one's going to be, again, provided by FTN. FTN, another paid or premium site, but they've got Framber Valdez projected for 6.2 Ks. All right, so all the projections check out really well here for Framber Valdez. Let's take a look at some of his hit rates here, just to give you even more information for those of you who are still doubtful on Framber Valdez and his potential for reaching 4 or more strikeouts. Taking a look here, we're going to dial him down on props.cash. If you're not using props.cash, use code Curry. I've left a link down in the description. You can get started on props.cash. Okay, but yeah, 3.5 strikeouts. Framber Valdez has gone over or covered this line in 21 out of 24 games this season. That's an 88% hit rate. Now, if I told you I had a pick for you that was hitting at an 88% hit rate and that had over a 75% chance of hitting today, and that was projected to go over, well over, on 5 different projection models, I think you'd be eating that up, right? You'd be eating that up with a spoon. That's what we have here with Framber Valdez today. Not to mention that he's played the Detroit Tigers once already this season. It was all the way back in April. But in April, he had 9 strikeouts versus the Detroit Tigers in that game. That was a long time ago, no doubt about it. But I just wanted to point out that he has had some historical success versus the Tigers, and we're hoping that today brings more of the same. So Framber Valdez looking good to go for me. That's your first discount dog. For those of you who had your questions, your reservations, who were wondering if it was a good play or not, just play it. Just play it. You know it's not a free square. There's a chance maybe it could fail, but there's also a really good chance that it won't fail. A really good chance that it's not going to fail. So I think it's a good play. All right, so that's the first discount dog. Second discount dog is Spencer Strider of the Atlanta Braves. Now, Strider on the road, a little sus. Sometimes Strider gets into a little trouble pitching on the road, but that's all right. We know he's one of the top strikeout artists in all of Major League Baseball. So taking a look here at the odds. Mathematically speaking, this is a very good play. Spencer Strider's line on the sports books is 8.5 Ks. His line with the discount applied is only 7 Ks. Given this a 73.1% chance that he is going to go for 7 or better on his strikeouts today. All right, 73.1% chance is, I mean, that's great. It's about as good as you're going to get from a non-free square projection on PrizePicks. So we definitely want to take advantage of this one. But again, let's run it through the different paces here. We want to check out some projections on Spencer Strider. Strider's projection on the bat, 8.1. 8.1, not terrible, right? 8.6. We need at least 8 out of them. I mean, 7 would tie. We don't want to tie, though. We hope he goes over. But 8.1, 8.6 on the first 2 projections for Strider. Heading over to Fantasy Labs. They got Spencer Strider at 8.6 strikeouts. So everything is 8 or better so far, which is what we want, right? 8 or more. Another projection, 7.2. Okay, this is the first projection that we found that has had Strider at below 8 strikeouts. That's Number Fire. Number Fire providing this projection. But 7.2 would still be a tie or a push, right? Not the end of the world if he ties. We hope for better than that, but sometimes players tie. FTN has him at 8.9 strikeouts, the highest projection of any of the models that we've looked at. So nearly 9 strikeouts, guys. So everything is looking good. We've got a low of like 7.2. We've got a high of about 9 strikeouts. Yes, I'll be taking Spencer Strider. Absolutely. And I think you should too. Now, you guys are saying that PrizePicks is down. I'm on the PrizePicks desktop app. Let's refresh here. Oh, it is acting a little funny, huh? It was up, but now it's kind of giving us the, we'll call this the spinning circle of death or something. I don't know. Let me try logging in. It looked like it logged me out. All right, I logged in. All right, we're back. I think we're back. It looks like we're back. Anyway, let's, because I've already used Framber Valdez, for those of you who just got here, yes, I already used Valdez. I used him earlier. I took him with Braxton Garrett. Like I said, this was shortly after midnight Eastern time, 12:26 a.m. Eastern time. Garrett was at 4.5. I jumped on it because I had an early projection from the bat that had him projected for 5.7. So I jumped on Garrett. He did get bumped up to 5. So I've already used Framber Valdez, but you know, if you've already used Framber Valdez and you want to include somebody else, I mean, I'm going to go more on Spencer Strider and just hope that he, you know, does what he does, which is strike people out. So, all right. But we need something that we can pair with this. Or do we want to just like put Strider in a 6 pick? What do you guys think? Are you going to be playing your discount dogs in your risk-free, your protected play entry today? How are you guys approaching this? Are you going to play 2-pick power plays with the discount dogs, try to build some bankroll? That's kind of what I did with Framber Valdez. Or are you going to take one of these discount dogs and you're going to throw it into a 6-pick or a 5-pick for Flex Friday? Dominic says, please do a 6-pick. I'm rolling with whatever you got. All right. Well, to be honest with you, I think we need to look at Chris Bassitt before we decide to build out a 6-pick. So let's do that. Let's look at Chris Bassitt and decide whether we want to take Strider or Bassitt in our 6-pick protected play today. Let's do that. Chris Bassitt, he's not on the optimizer from what I could tell. And I don't know what's going on with the optimizer. I think PrizePicks is doing some weird stuff. Okay, there we go. There's Chris Bassitt. He's at 3 strikeouts. He's at 4.5 on the sports books, 3 on PrizePicks today. So he's been heavily discounted. 1.5 strikeouts. 77.8% chance based on the optimizer here. That's minus 500 odds that he's going to go for 3 or better Ks today. All right, 77.8% chance that Chris Bassitt collects 3 or more strikeouts. So yes, it is a very, very, very high plus EV play, 77.8%. All right, so let's go take a look at some projections real quick on Bassitt like we did for Strider. We got Bassitt 5.2 Ks, 11 what I'm seeing there. He's at 4.2 Ks, a little bit lower there. So 4.2 to 5.2, kind of the range so far. Taking a look at Fantasy Labs on Bassitt. They've got Bassitt projected for 4.3. So another over there for Chris Bassitt. We're hoping for 4 or more. We don't want any ties on any of these discount dogs. 5.2 strikeouts here on Number Fire going up against the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians don't really strike out a whole lot. I think 4 is probably more realistic than 5, but nonetheless, 5.2 projected Ks there. And then Chris Bassitt's at 5.3 on FTN, so they also have him going well over his discount dog line, which is 3 strikeouts. So There you go. And then just to take this a step further, we can take a look at Chris Bassitt and see how many times he's had at least 3 strikeouts or more this season. And when we do that, we dial him down to, let's just put it all the way down to 2.5. He's had only 1 game this season where he's had less than 3 strikeouts, all right? He's 2 games. I guess the very first game he crapped the bed. 2 games. So he's 24 for 26, which is a 92% hit rate at 3 or better. 3 or better, he's done this 92% of the games that he's appeared in. Now, of course, we're hoping for 4, so we'll bump it to 3.5. But even at 3.5, he's still 24 for 26, a 92% hit rate. So he's had 4 or more Ks in 24 out of 26 games. Like I said, there's not much more that you can ask for here. You play this, you know that it's not a free square. You know that it's not guaranteed he's going to hit it. But just looking at the historical data, looking at the projections today, knowing that it has over a 76% chance to hit based on the odds pulled from the sports books, you got to feel pretty good about it. You just take it and you hope for the very best. And so in this case, I think we could go ahead and take Chris Bassitt today too. Now, out of Bassitt and Strider, I'm going to just go with Bassitt. Being that it's just a 3 strikeout line, I'll put him in a 6 pick before I put Strider in. Strider, I hope he gets there too. I think he probably will at 7 Ks. But I think Bassitt has sort of the easier opportunity to go over 3. Wouldn't you guys agree? All right. 105 people watching, 43 likes. Guys, run them likes up. Come on now. Come on. I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down for you. But yeah, that'll be our first pick. We're going to build out a 6-pick flex play. We're going to put 33-33 on it. Hopefully we go at least 4 out of 6 or better. So that way our $20 in net losses is covered by PrizePicks, right? That's the strategy. So we'll start things off with Chris Bassitt. Now, outside of Bassitt, what else are we liking here? Well, I mean, I could take questions from the audience. I could dig through the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. I could dig through the Bats projections. TJ's leaving a super chat. Thank you for the super chat, TJ. Appreciate that. Guys, if you have questions, I may not get to everybody's question, to be honest with you. I may not be able to get to everybody's question. There's 111 of you and only 1 of me. I'm going to get to as many as I can, but if there's something that you absolutely positively have to have an answer to and you want to be featured on today's show, think about using a super chat like my guy TJ. TJ, salute to you. Appreciate the super chat. Thanks for supporting the channel, supporting the show. He says, is there any good combos tonight? I need that Alabama love. Ooh. Well, let's do this. Yeah, if we're going to include the discount dog in our 6 pick, we can only put 25 on it. Good point. But I think I'm okay with that trade-off, right? So if you've used all your discount dogs up, but you haven't used your 6-pick flex entry, put 33-33 on your 6-pick flex. But if you plan on including a discount dog in your 6-pick, then you're going to be limited to $25. Good point. That is a good point. Still though, $25. I think that turns into $625 if you get all 6 right, which is what we plan on doing. TJ says, any good combos? Good question. So far, the combo that's standing out the most right now is probably Brady Singer and Bryce Miller, based on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Singer and Miller have a 53.7% chance of going over their combined 11 strikeout number. So that could be a combo that you possibly look at. I don't play a lot of combos. I mean, it's hard enough to get one guy to do what you want him to do. Now you're putting 2 guys together and you're hoping that these 2 guys both do what you're planning on doing, or that they can combine forces and go over their line of 11. I don't know. I know you're forced to because you live in Alabama, but for me personally, I don't play a lot of combos. Have you guys had success? Those of you who play the combo props, the projections, have you guys had a lot of success playing them? I mean, me personally, I just avoid them, but let me know. And of course, Brian's always down for some hitter combos. I had a feeling, Brian, that you'd perk up and say, yeah, I like some hitter combos. As far as hitter combos, here's another combo that's popping pretty well on the optimizer. It's Bobby Witt Jr. and Julio Rodriguez for more than 4 hits, runs, and RBIs. This one's got a 52.1% chance of going over, TJ. So that could be another option for you. Hunter Green and Brandon, how do you say this guy's name? Do we just like make the P silent? Is it Fat? Brandon Fat? Or is the F silent? Maybe it's Brandon Pat? I don't know how you say his name. Brandon P. Hunter Green and Brandon P. for under 13.5 combined strikeouts. This one's got a 51.5% chance. But, I mean, those are the three combo projections that are popping off on the optimizer right now. Like I said, the one that looks like it's got the best chance of hitting for you is probably Brady Singer and Bryce Miller to go over 11 combined strikeouts. This one's got a 53.7% chance of going over for you. So if we kind of take a look at the projections on this one, Singer, Miller, let's see what they're combined to strike out. 5.14 for Singer. And then Miller's going to be 6.23. So that's a little bit over 11. Not a big edge there as far as projections versus the PrizePicks projection of 11. But yeah, slightly projected, slightly more, slightly higher than the line is at 11. So King Jax wants to know who's more likely to hit, Valdez or Bassitt. I think they were both over 75%, King Jax, as far as hit chance. They were both over 75%. So I'd like to think that both of them go over. Personally, I'd like to think that they both go over. Oh, here's a question for you. Can the Dak Prescott free square, can this Dak Prescott free square be included in your Flex Friday entry? I haven't tried that. I haven't used my Dak Prescott free square yet. But that might be interesting too. Save your Dak Prescott free square for a Friday, maybe. Oh, you're right. That's where they get you, huh, Key United? That's right. Your players have to be in action today for your protected play on Flex Friday. There's always a little caveat, isn't there? All right. Well, friendly reminder: if you haven't used the Dak Prescott free square yet, there is a Dak Prescott free square available. 99% discount. You have 391 391 hours to use this. I haven't used mine yet, but anyway, back to baseball. All right, it was an idea. You know, I'm trying to find the best way to navigate these Flex Friday plays for you guys. I'm trying to find the best way to utilize these discount dogs. All right? Listen, I'm not above, you know, using Flex Friday entry with a free square if I can, but you know, PrizePicks got it all figured out. They got us figured out, gang. All right, let's look at some of these options here. So I don't know why, but Valdez keeps kind of coming in and coming out on the optimizer here, but 77.8% chance for Bassitt to go over 3 strikeouts. Spencer Strider's at a 74% chance of going over 7 strikeouts. All right, here's another combo that just popped up on the board. Freddie Freeman and Rafael Devers for more than 4 hits, runs, and RBI. So for my Alabama folk, this one's got about a 55% chance of going over. These two guys, these two hitters. Freeman and Devers, 2 of the better hitters in Major League Baseball. 55% chance that they get 4 or more hits, runs, and RBI. So that's another combo play for you to consider. Here's another one that just popped up. Ronald Acuna Jr. and Wilmer Flores for more than 3.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, giving you a 54.3% chance that that one goes over as well. Now on my Flex Friday, I typically try to avoid putting any entry or picks in my entry that could tie or push. I don't want my 6 pick to become a 5 pick. I don't want to go from a 25x payout to a 10x payout. So I try to avoid that. But let's take a look at Cutter Crawford here. He's at 4 Ks, 54.6% chance that Crawford goes over 4 Ks. Now we talked about this game. LA and Boston, scattered showers, storms in the area. Models have the game dry for right now, but with storms all around the ballpark, I think you can throw out any model runs thus far. We'll just need to see how the radar looks pregame. So if you want to wait on this pick, because of the weather. I don't blame you. Overall coverage here is a bit more concerning than any other East Coast game, but it is by no means a definite washout. So you're kind of gambling by taking Cutter Crawford over 4 strikeouts in a game with rain delay potential. But 4 Ks isn't a whole lot. If there is a delay, we have to hope that Cutter Crawford gets the job done 4 or more before the weather rolls in, right? So let's take a look at some projections on Crawford real quick. Start building out this 6 pick. Cutter Crawford, 4.3 Ks over here on the bat. Taking a look at RotoWire, they've got Cutter Crawford at 4.7 Ks. So 4.3 to 4.7, 2 projections over 4 so far. Also taking a look at Fantasy Labs, they've got Cutter Crawford at 4.4 strikeouts. So again, more than 4 looks like the way to go here on Cutter Crawford. And then 4.53 on Number Fire. And the last one, FTN, they got Crawford at 4.3. So there's not any outstanding projections for Crawford of like 5 or better. I think this ends up in a tie or a push. You got a little bit of an issue with the weather. Got to be careful with the weather, but Cutter Crawford for more than 4 Ks looks like a good option if you don't mind tying or pushing. If you don't mind a tie or a push, Cutter Crawford over 4 doesn't look like a bad move. But I think that one ends up as a tie or a push play. What I would probably do with a play like Cutter Crawford, I would probably take Cutter Crawford over 4. And then I would like put him in a, let's say an entry with Spencer Strider over 7. And then I would probably find like maybe one more pick and make this a 3-pick flex. Hope that 2 of the picks hit, 1 of the picks tie. And then your 3-pick flex payout goes from 2.25x up to 3x. So basically you got a little sneaky backdoor 3x power play. But you have the safety of a flex entry in case you only go 2 out of 3. You still win a little bit of money. So that could be a strategy here. Taking Crawford over 4. Spencer Strider might end up right around 7 to 8 strikeouts. Or you could have a really bad game and not go over 7 Ks at all. And then you would throw in a 3rd pick here that could potentially tie or push. And then, like I said, you got an opportunity here for like a backdoor 3x. So that could be a move. King United has Cutter Crawford under 4.5. Listen, he could land on 4. That could be the magic number for him tonight. Or the weather could roll in and he could, you know, have his start cut short. Maybe he makes it through 3 or 4 innings and then the weather comes and he ends up at 3 strikeouts or something. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Strider under 9 Ks. Listen, that could be a move. That could be a move. We looked at all the projections on Spencer Strider. I don't think any of them had him well over 9 strikeouts. But then again, it is Spencer Strider, a guy who's got double-digit strikeout potential, right? You could take Spencer Strider under his original line of 9 strikeouts. Maybe not the worst move in the world. Could be a move, though. Let's see here. Some of the categories that I've been using or that I've been taking advantage of are the hitter strikeouts. We've done pretty well with these hitter strikeouts in Discord. For those of you guys who are Patreon members and have access to the premium picks that I provide through Discord, you know that hitter strikeouts has been a category that I like to go to quite a bit. And what I typically do is I just come here to this EV Analytics tool, which is powered by The Bat by Derek Carty, the MLB's most accurate projection models for baseball. And then I usually like come down here and I just take a look at some of these strikeout numbers. And I like look for the guys that are projected the lowest, like Yoshida, who's a guy who typically doesn't strike out a whole lot, 0.51 hitter strikeouts. So that could be an option. I'd be taking him under at 0.51. Yes, 0.51 is a little bit higher than 0.5. So should we think about the over? Nah, not really. 0.51 in my experience isn't quite high enough for me to consider the over. I'd be considering the under here at 0.51. So that could be a play. You could also look at some of these guys who are up here at like 1.5 hitter strikeouts. A guy like Matt McClain. I took him yesterday against Merrill Kelly, but Merrill Kelly decided he was going to go ahead and put up double-digit strikeouts yesterday against the Reds, which nobody saw coming. But Matt McClain's projected for 1.39 hitter strikeouts today. So that's another option for you. You could take him under against, I think he's going up against Brandon P, right? Let's double check that real quick. Yeah, against Brandon P. So that might be one to take a look at. Let's run some projections on Matt McClain real quick. 1.39, let's call it 1.4 hitter strikeouts on a line of 1.5. Obviously, that's less than. 1.28 on a line of 1.5. Again, that is less than 1.5. Let's see, do they have Matt McClain here in this Fantasy Labs projection, player prop projection tool? They do not. Let's check Number Fire real quick, see if they've got a projection for McClain. Yeah, they got McClain at 1.2 strikeouts. So we got 3 different projections that all have McClain under 1.5 hitter strikeouts. I think he struck out twice yesterday against Merrill Kelly, but Brandon P, he ain't got the Merrill Kelly strikeout goods typically. So I think I'm cool with taking, let's go ahead and get Chris Bassitt back in there. We're going to put him in our 6th pick. And then let's go ahead and I'm going to put McClain in there for less than 1.5 hitter strikeouts and hope that he gets back on track today. Had 2 against Merrill Kelly last night, but this guy typically is not striking out like that. So I'm going to trust the projections here as I have all season long. And I'll put Matt McClain in there for under 1.5 strikeouts. All right, so there's 2 picks. We're going to build out 6 picks. We're going to put 25 bones on it and turn that 25 into 625. That's what we're hoping for. Dave Gutierrez, thank you for the super chat. He says, can we look at Lance Lynn for under Ks real quick? For sure, Dave. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. Thank you for all the support. Lance Lynn, Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, we talked about this game. I'm going to mention it again in case y'all just got here. LAD at Boston. There's supposed to be some bad weather around Boston tonight. Scattered showers and storms in the area. So, taking overs or mores, that sounds weird. Taking the more on any pitchers from this game, LAD or BOS, Los Angeles Dodgers or Boston Red Sox, is risky. So, Dave is thinking about taking the less on Lance Lynn, who is the LA Dodgers starting pitcher tonight. So first things first, let's go see if this is a plus EV play here. Now he's at 5 strikeouts on PrizePicks, 5.5 on your favorite sports books. So he has been bumped down. Now if you're getting him at 5.5, it's probably best to take the under. But if you're on PrizePicks, you might end up tying or pushing here on Lance Lynn at 5 strikeouts. 52.1% chance that Lynn's going to record at least 5 Ks or better based on what we're seeing here. So now that we know that, technically speaking, mathematically speaking, Lance Lynn is a plus EV play for more than 5 Ks. But taking a look at some projections here, the bat has Lance Lynn at 4.8, which is close to 5, which means he could tie with exactly 5 Ks. Second projection for Lynn, 6.02 on RotoWire. So you got 4.8 to 6 so far. That's kind of the range of outcomes for Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn sitting at 5.8 Ks here on Fantasy Labs. Again, kind of falls between that 4.8 to 6 range. We could head over to Number Fire. Number Fire's got Lance Lynn projected for 5.97 Ks. Let's round that up. Let's call it 6. So we're not really seeing anything above 6 here so far for Lance Lynn. You know, he might top out his peak, his ceiling might end up being 6 Ks tonight. Here's another one, 5.9 Ks, and this is on FTN. So 6 is looking like the ceiling. 5 is the line on PrizePicks. It's risky. You have the weather kind of looming. That could be a factor for Lance Lynn. What would I do? I'd probably do as the optimizer suggests here and take the over. And there's probably a good chance that he ends up with 5 Ks unless Mother Nature pours on this game, and then his start could be cut short. If they end up in a 1 hour rain delay, Lance Lynn won't come back out. That's just too long. He won't come back out. So it's a risky game. I think it's a risky line at 5. I would probably ride with the optimizer, take the over at 5. Looking at the projections, 5 or more does seem to be kind of the play here for Lance Lynn. You got some ceiling projections of right around 6, so that's kind of what I would do, Dave. Unless you're getting him at 5.5, I mean, then you could potentially take the under, excuse me. So, Isaac says 3-pick flex. Come on. Listen, I know. But if you put 3 picks that could potentially tie or push in a 3-pick flex, and like I said, 2 hit, 1 tie, then it's almost like running a 2-pick power play, but you get the safety net of the flex option in case one of the guys sells, which happens a lot in baseball. 2 out of 3 hit, you still get a little bit of a payout. You don't lose everything. So I'm just saying, it's a strategy that I use from time to time. D'Angelo says, Alabama man, 14 strikeouts combined for Strider and Webb. If we're liking Strider under, maybe this combo might be a bit better. Gotcha. Yeah, Matt McClain sold Jaya for $5K on a free entry. Yeah, it's not a good night to be a Cincinnati Reds hitter against Merrill Kelly last night. All right, RVJ478 mentioning Joan Adon over hits allowed. Let's take a look at Adon real quick. He is at 52.95%. Let's call it 53%. So he's got a 53% chance of allowing 5 hits or more tonight. That's pretty good. 53% is not bad. I know you guys see red here when it says percentage odds to hit, and you're kind of turned off by the red, and I don't blame you. Green's always better, but red, it's not always bad. 52.95%. We'll call it 53%. Let's run some projections on my guy Adon today. Maybe he's worth taking the over on. Going over to the bat, they've got him at 5.96 hits allowed, so that is obviously almost 1 full hit higher than his line on PrizePicks at 5. Taking a look at a second projection, hits allowed 5.3 on a projection of 5. Once again, that is higher than 5, so things are looking good there. Number fire, they've got Adon projected for, where's he at? Let's go here. Projected for 5.01 hits allowed. So 3 different projection sites all have him at 5 or better. His projection on PrizePicks is at 5. So yeah, you could definitely include him. Let's do that. Let's backtrack real quick. We'll come back to McClain and Bassitt. Here's what I'm going to do. You can do whatever you want to do. It's my money. It's my choice. What I'm going to do is take Spencer Strider over 7Ks. I'm going to put Crawford in here for over 4Ks. And then I'm going to go and take Adon for more than 5 hits allowed. And I'm going to flex it. And like I said, if I get 2 hitters and 1 push or tie, then I get a 3x payout instead of a 2.25x. Now, if one of these guys ends up selling, let's say bad weather comes in on the Boston game, Crawford ends up with just 3Ks, and I get the other 2 right, the other 2 hit. Well, at 2.25x, you get a reduction down to 1.25x, which is better than losing it all. So this is what I'm going to do here with the Spencer Strider discount dog. I'm going to run a 3-pick flex. I'm going to pray for 2 hits, 1 tie, and I pray that this goes from 2.25x and gets boosted up to 3x like a 2-pick power play would. All right. That's just what I'm going to do. You do what you want to do. That's just what I'm going to do. So let's get Bassitt back in there. Let's get our guy McClain back in there for under 1.5 hitter strikeouts going up against Brandon P tonight. We're hoping McClain redeems himself here. And let's keep it moving. Brandon, don't do it. You don't have to do it, buddy. You don't have to do it. That's just what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Wesley Winston says, Boss Man, Cole and Eflin, under 13 strikeouts. Number Fire has it at 11.4. Can you check more projections on this for me? Yes, sir, I can. And thank you, sir, for the super chat. I appreciate you. So Garrett Cole and Zach Eflin combo, under 13 strikeouts. Oh, I got to get back up to Chris. Chris, I got you. Don't worry. Cole and Eflin. Actually, yeah, before I get into the combo, let me get back to Chris. Altuve, Grandal, Profar, Vasquez, Vierling, France on Ks. Chris, are you wanting to take all of those for more than or less than strikeouts? You didn't really say which way you want to go on that. But let's take a look at them real quick. Yasmani Grandal is projected for 0.64. Jose Altuve, would be easier if I just did this in alphabetical order. Jose Altuve projected for 0.65 strikeouts. Jurickson Profar projected for 0.71 strikeouts. He's got the highest projection out of the 3 or 4 we've looked at so far. Vasquez. What's Vasquez? Who's Vasquez? I don't see him on here. I do not see a Vasquez on here. Let me look at, is that Christian Vasquez? I don't see anything for a Vasquez unless you're spelling his there. Okay, you maybe spelled his name wrong. Yeah, he's going up against Dane Dunning. His projection's 0.67 Ks. Vierling in France. Vierling's going up against Framber Valdez. He is at 0.85. That would be a good one if you wanted to consider going over on Matt Vierling. And Ty France is at 0.59. Out of all of those that you just named, I mean, I think Matt Vierling for more than 0.85 strikeouts probably looks like the best option. I don't think I would take all of those. But Matt Vierling, just a 51% chance of going over, but it is projecting well. So we need 1 strikeout, and he's going up against a guy that we hope gets 4, 5, or more strikeouts in Framber Valdez. Let's take a look at some other projections on Vierling real quick. 1.11 projected Ks on RotoWire, so that looks good. Do we have him on here? No. Let's go check Number Fire real quick. Nothing on Matt Vierling there. Let's go all day, get all the players in there. Vierling projected for 0.78 Ks on Number Fire. So I don't hate that. I'll play ball with Matt Vierling over 1 strikeout. So we've got Bassitt over his 3 strikeouts. That's his discount dog line. We got Matt McLain under 1.5 hitter strikeouts. We got Matt Vierling for more than 0.5 hitter strikeouts. Versus a guy in Framber Valdez who we know in the past, historically, pretty good strikeout pitcher, right? So those are the 3 we've got so far. I like that. Chris, my favorite would be Vierling, in case I didn't make that clear. All right, Wesley, you asked about Garrett Cole and Zach Eflin's pitching out combo. Let's go take a look at that real quick. All right, Garrett Cole, Zach Eflin. You've got about a 51% chance of these guys going over. So you're thinking about taking the under on the combo. The over is the plus EV, positive expected value. But you're saying that they are projecting for just 11.4 combined Ks on Number Fire. So let's go see how that Number Fire projection of 11.4 compares to a site like The Bat or Fantasy Labs or RotoWire, right? We could check a number of different other projections and see how things kind of stack up real quick. We'll start with The Bat. They've got Garrett Cole at 6.9 Ks. 6.9, and then Eflin at 6.46. So let's go 6.9 plus 6.4. So that's 13.3 on The Bat. So they do have him higher, or have those guys higher. The Bat has those guys higher than the Number Fire. 13.3 combined Ks. What about RotoWire? They've got Garrett Cole sitting at 5.9. And they've got Eflin sitting at 5.2. So 5.9 plus 5.2, about 11. That's a pretty big under. So far The Bat, out of 3 different projection models, Number Fire, RotoWire, and the bat. The bat is the only one that has these guys for 13. The other two projection models have them for less than 12. Pretty crazy. We could also check out Fantasy Labs, because why not? We're here. We might as well, right? Garrett Cole, 7.9, let's call it. Zach Eflin at 5.5. So 7.9 plus the 5.5, 13.4. So now the bat and Fantasy Labs, two of the models that I trust more than probably the other two models. You got two models that have them going over 13. Two models that have them going under 13. At actually under 12, at like 11-ish projected Ks. All right. And let's see if we could break the tie here. We're going to go over to FTN and take a look at Garrett Cole there. Garrett Cole is sitting at what, 6.2, where Zach Eflin is at 5.4. So 6.2 plus 5.4, 11.6. So we got three models under on that line of 13 combined Ks. We got two models that are just barely over that combined line of 13 combined Ks. So I'd probably just lean with the under. They maybe could tie. They maybe could push. But that's kind of how it's shaken out, Wes. Hopefully that helps you out. Yep, I'm awesome. Thank you for the super chat. He's asking for Cole Irvin hits allowed. Cole Irvin hits allowed. Let's go run it through the Opti first and foremost. Cole Irvin, his hits allowed line is sitting at 5. It is at 4.5 on the books. So what has happened here is that there's so much juice on Cole Irvin to go over 4.5 hits allowed that PrizePicks had no choice but to bump this sucker up to 5. Okay, Pinnacle minus 164 for Irvin to go over 4.5. DraftKings minus 165 for Irvin to go over 4.5. So you kind of get the idea, right? There's a lot of juice on the over at 4.5, so PrizePicks bumped him up to 5. So even at 5, the plus EV move is going to be to take Irvin for more than 5 hits allowed. So let's run some projections here. The first projection, the bat, 5.8 hits allowed going up against the Rockies. Not the greatest, most scariest lineup in the world, the Colorado Rockies, but 5.8 hits on a line of 5. That looks pretty darn good. And if you're getting it 4.5 somewhere, it looks really good. I can see why PrizePicks probably bumped this thing up. Second projection for Cole Irvin, 5.35. Again, the line is 5. The third projection, let's see. Does Fantasy Labs have Cole Irvin? No, they don't. Let's go over to Number Fire. They don't even have anything up for Cole Irvin. Let's go over here. They've got Cole Irvin at 4.4 hits allowed. So they're kind of on the lower side. So he might end up with exactly 5 hits allowed. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it ties or pushes. But yeah, I mean, the move is to take the over at 5. It's almost, I don't want to say guaranteed, but there's a really good chance, being that his line was at 4.5 and there's so much juice on the over at 4.5, there's a really good chance that he gives up 5 hits based on the odds, right? Now, will he go to 6? May not get to 6 hits allowed, but 5 looks like a pretty good situation. P3 Sports Betting says, what's going on? CJ the GOAT, appreciate that. Sonny Gray, Brandon's asking about Sonny Gray over K's. Listen, Brandon, you start spamming like that, you'll disappear. They'll come and snatch you, boy. Your body, they won't find it. For real. Gets scary out here in these YouTube chat streets. The spammers, they don't spam for long. They don't come back. Once they're gone, nobody hears from them ever again. Spooky. Spooky how that happens. But anyway, I'll be nice. I won't sick the dogs on you this time, Brandon. But what I will do as a service to you and the rest of the community, and we'll take a look at your play, which is Sonny Gray over 5.5 Ks. Brandon, if this don't hit, they're gonna be on your ass tomorrow, boy. Let's go look at Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray over 5.5 strikeouts, 52% chance of him going over. So he needs at least 6 Ks today. 6 Ks today, 52% chance that he records at least 6 strikeouts or better. Now, you were spamming the hell out of this. I'm telling you, they're going to be on your ass if it don't hit. I would change my YouTube name. I wouldn't come back for a while. I'd go into hiding if Sonny Gray doesn't have at least 6 strikeouts. The way you spam this, boy, you better pay people to play this pick. You must be so confident. You should be paying people to play this. That's the type of confidence level that I'm assuming you have when you spam it as much as you did. But 52% chance based on the odds. Let's go take a look. But yeah, I mean, like Chris is saying, you could do the combo, Sonny Gray and Dane Dunning. 54.3% chance that those guys go over versus Sonny Gray on his own, just a 52% chance. So you're getting better odds on Gray, Dunning over 10.5 combined strikeouts than you are Sonny Gray on his own at 5.5 strikeouts. Cool. So let's run some projections on Sonny Gray real quick. Let's see if he's projecting for more or less. Now, Brandon, don't you go hiding now, Brandon, after all that spamming you were doing. Get your ass back here, boy. You were spamming. Don't go into hiding now, Brandon, and get quiet on us. 5.1 strikeouts for Sonny Gray on the bat. That is less than 5.5. Where you at, Brandon? Hope you didn't leave. I hope you didn't leave. Hope I didn't scare you, Brandon. 5.7 strikeouts for Sonny Gray over on RotoWire. 5.1 to 5.7. Brandon, where you at? You were saying it with your chest, Brandon. Now you're gone. Somebody find Brandon. We're talking about the pick that he was spamming in the chat. 5.5 Ks over on Fantasy Labs. Y'all seen Brandon? I haven't seen him. 6.3 Ks over here on Number Fire. All right. So he's kind of all over the place. Sonny Gray's kind of all over the place. Brandon disappeared, bruh. Bring Brandon back, bruh. Brandon, I gave you what you wanted, my friend. What do you think? You still liking it? You standing on that 10 toes? 10 toes down, Brandon, on Sonny Gray over 5.5 Ks? Let me know. Shit, am I going to put him in my 6th pick? Am I going to put him in my 6th pick for Brandon? Is he going to make it? He might make it. Brandon, it's your ass if it don't hit. It's your ass, boy. Coming looking for you if it doesn't hit. We'll put him in there until we find something better. If we find something better, Sonny Gray can go. He says he likes it. He thinks it's going to be sweaty. All right. All right. It's backing down a little bit. Cooling off on the Sonny Gray love. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? Some folks liking some Corey Seager hitter fantasy score. Some people liking some Matt Olson hitter fantasy score. Some Trevor Simeon over hitter fantasy score. We're also seeing a lot of Bryce Harper love. Harper fantasy score. Let's look at some of these real quick. Guys throwing a lot of different hitter fantasy score options out there at me. Let's pull some of these guys up. You guys have mentioned Harper quite a bit. He's at 9. Who's he going up against? Miles Mikolas. Isn't that the starter today for St. Louis? Yeah, Harper's been doing the Lord's work here. The last few games, 15, 19, 21, and 23 fantasy score. He only had 2 versus Washington on August 20th. Listen, I don't want us to fall into that lull, that trap of this guy can just keep doing this forever, because you know that ain't true. That ain't reality. Eventually, Bryce Harper's going to have another bad game. I don't know if it's going to be tonight. I don't know if it's going to be, you know, a bad night for Harper at the office tonight. But let's run some projections. So he's at 9 on PrizePicks. I'm going to go to the bat first and check there. Again, if you guys are using any type of projection models to help with your picks, make sure you're using DraftKings projections for hitters, FanDuel projections for pitcher fantasy score. That's what you should be doing. DraftKings for hitters, FanDuel projections for pitchers. First projection, 10.36 fantasy score on a line of 9 for Bryce Harper versus Miles Mikolas. All right, 10.3, the line is 9. Checking over here on RotoWire, they've got him at 10.53. Obviously, the line is 9, not 8.5. He's gotten bumped up. There we go. 10.52 on a line of 9. Taking a look over here on the Fantasy Labs models. They've got Bryce Harper projected for 10.42. So if you got him at 8.5, kudos to you. Kudos to you. If you did not get him at 8.5 and you're thinking about taking him at 9, I mean, it still looks playable at 9. Let's check out his projection here. We got to switch this over to DraftKings scoring for hitters. Looking for Harp, 10.2. So pretty much everywhere that we're looking, he is projected for 10 or more fantasy score today. We could also check FTN real quick, just to get you a fifth and final projection on Bryce Harper of the Phillies. Again, going up against Miles Mikolas. Taking a look at his projection here, 9.2, let's call it. So 9.2 up to over 10, 10.2, somewhere around there. Is this weather going to affect this game at all? Not really. Looks like it could start with potential rain, but the game should play green, which doesn't really affect hitters as much anyways. So St. Louis, Philadelphia looks pretty good. So James Lee said, I got Bryce Harper at 7.5 this morning. See, now that type of information is very helpful and useful. When something gets bumped that many times from 7.5 to 9, I start getting a little bit sketched out. I started getting a little bit, I don't like that. I don't like all those bumps. I mean, they might have went from 7.5 to 8, from 8 to 8.5, from 8.5 to 9. I don't know what it started at, but I guess 7.5 is where it started at. But there seems to be a lot of love for Bryce Harper today. He's been hot. But I don't know if I'm liking paying, 1.5 more fantasy score than my guy James Lee, who said he's got Harper at 7.5 fantasy score. It starts getting a little, I don't know. It's a little scary when they bump it up that much. So I might be off of Harper. I may not want Harper. If he's been bumped up 4 times, 3-4 times, I'm good. I'm going to sit this one out. Good luck on all your Harper plays, though. 9, you're starting to kind of get into uncomfortable territory, let's call it. But yeah, I'm going to try to stick to as many picks as I can that will not tie or push. Obviously, we don't have a choice here with the Chris Bassitt discount dog at 3. Matt McClain under 1.5 strikeouts. Matt Vierling over 0.5 strikeouts. And we got Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray's we're on the fence on Sonny Gray. Brandon was backing it pretty heavy at 5.5. He's got some pretty good projections. 5.1 up to over 6. I'm on the fence with him. Simeon, Seager, and Olsen fantasy score. Where are all these guys at today? Simeon is at 7. Marcus Simeon of the Texas Rangers going up against Sonny Gray, so we wouldn't probably be able to play both Gray and Simeon in the same entry. We might have to make a choice here, but take a look at Marcus Simeon real quick. Another guy who's been hot with the stick. He's been hitting well. 3 straight games where he's gone over 7 fantasy score. Let's run some projections on him. We'll go back over to the bat real quick. They got Marcus Semien sitting at a projection of 8.95. It's more. It's over. Okay. First projection's good. Second projection, 7.42. Not quite as sexy as the first projection. 8.73. A little bit higher. A little bit more, right, on Semien. 7.6. I'm good. I think I'm going to leave Semien alone. I'm not seeing enough gas on the over for Marcus Semien's fantasy score. Corey Seager, Matt Olson were the other ones that you have mentioned. Let's take a look at those. Now, maybe Semien stays hot tonight. I'm not saying he can't, but going back to Texas here, talking about Corey Seager at 8 fantasy score. Another guy who's just been en fuego for my non-bilingual viewers out there. That means on fire. 19, 9, 12, and 19. So he's on a nasty little streak here. Let's see what he's projecting for today. Going up against Sonny Gray, as we mentioned. Corey Seager's first projection, 10.09. So that's looking pretty healthy. Seager, 9.2 on a line of 8. Not too shabby. Another projection for Seager, 8.24. A little bit more conservative there on Fantasy Labs. Number Fire's got Corey Seager at 10. That's better. And then FTN, they've got Corey Seager sitting at 9.7. So probably like Seager a little bit more than Semien just based on the projection models. I don't hate that. What do you guys think? Seager or Semien? Which Ranger would you rather? Which Ranger would you rather? And then the last one that you mentioned was Matt Olson. Obviously, he's up there toward the top. Is he still leading the major leagues in home runs? Or did Ohtani like tie him? I think Olson's still number 1 in homers, right? Let's see what Matt Olson's fantasy score line's looking like. So Seager over 8 hitter fantasy score. I don't like taking too many hitter projections. But let's look at Matt Olson since you mentioned him. He's at 7. He's going up against San Francisco. Is it Matt or is it Logan Webb tonight for the Giants? Let me just double check that. It is Logan Webb. All right, so Matt Olson's projected for 8.4 on the bat. He's projected for 6.7. Ouch. Well, that's not good. That's not good. 7. Again, not good. 9.1, better. And 8.94. Decent. All right. I think Corey Seager for me out of all of those. Just, again, straight up looking at the projections, Corey Seager out of the ones that you mentioned, which means we would have to remove Sonny Gray. Got a lot of hitters in here. Got one pitcher, which is the discount dog. We need some more, I feel like we need some more pitcher love in here. D'Angelo's mentioning some WNBA. Where's my WNBA fans at? Azura Stevens first half fantasy score over. Better than the full game? Is that what you're saying? I'm having a hard time understanding what your symbols mean, your hieroglyphics. And then Jude over 2.5 shots. Who? What is Jude? Is that soccer? Azura Stevens. I'm with that. I don't know what the other what's the other one you're talking about though. Azura Stevens over rebounds is one that RV is mentioning. I don't want to put her in there because she's at 6, meaning there's a chance it ties. Azura Stevens over first half fantasy score. Where's that one at? WNBA 1H. Where? Oh, damn. We got so many sports up here. I can't even find it. She's at 12. Now, it's really hard to tie on a fantasy score. And Jude is soccer. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Gotcha. Azura Stevens, you're saying take the over on the first half fantasy score going up against ATL. ATL Jacob. Let's go check a projection real quick for her, if I've got one. Let me see. LA, Atlanta. I think I do. Yeah. She is projected for 20.43 fantasy score. 20.43 fantasy score. And you're liking her to go over her first half fantasy score of 12? Ooh. Oh no, that seems tight, bruh. I don't like putting first half, but listen, for those of you who are watching who might like build out like a first half only like WNBA entry or something later, maybe throw Azura Stevens in there over 12. What's the other one? I put all my money on the line on Flex Friday 6 picks, come to realize the hot dogs can't be used. What do you mean? Hip hop studies. You're saying that I cannot include a discount dog in my Flex Friday entry? Is that what you're saying? I cannot use Chris Bassitt in my Flex Friday? Clarify for me. Hip hop. A couple of people are on Jude over shots. I see Dave's kind of rocking with it too. D'Angelo mentioned it. Dave's kind of backing it as well. Let's go look at that one real quick. Jude. Who is Jude? Hey, Jude. Jude Bellingham. I can't sit up here and tell y'all a lie that I'm like into soccer like that. I'm not. Cannot use the discount. So we got to kick this guy out of here. Chris Bassitt's got to go. Damn, why am I just now finding this out? So we got to get rid of Chris Bassitt. So we really only have 3 picks. What is life? Jude Bellingham over 2.5 shots. Let me see if I got a projection for you on this real quick. I think I might. Let me see. Let's go. Where would this even be? Fantasy soccer, maybe? I might have a projection. Let me look. This is EPL, right? I think it's EPL. Like I said, not with the soccers, not with the footies like that. Jude. Damn, we don't even have a projection for that. Well, I was looking for a projection. I don't have one for Jude. Let's see if it's on the Opti. Doesn't look like any soccer. There we go. I don't think it's on the optimizer either, huh? Nope. Well, I have no context, no information about Jude other than the fact that a couple people say they like him. I mean, I have nothing to go off of. La Liga? All right, let me look at La Liga then. Let's see if we got him in La Liga. All right, Jude in La Liga. We're looking at total shots, right? Ooh, 1.47. Well, it's not projecting the best. Supreme says you can use the dogs. I'm so confused, man. Golly, y'all are saying, now y'all are telling me you can use the dogs. All right. Well, damn, let me get my dog back in there then. Got me confused. Y'all got me confused. All right, so Chris Bassitt's back in there over 3 strikeouts. Dave says Jude's going to have 2 shots on goal before they even reach the half. Well, I just wanted to put a little bit of context, a little bit of a projection behind it on Mr. Bellingham here. He had 6 shots on August 21st or August 20th, his last game. Crazy, man. Let's see what he's been up to here the first couple of games. 2 shots on August 12th, and then he had 6 shots in his last game. 4 shots on goal, 1 shot on goal, and 4 shots on goal. So there's a little bit more information on Jude. Listen, I'm gonna just ride with you on this one. You guys seem confident. I'll ride with you on this one. I don't know nothing about nothing when it comes to soccer. I'll ride with it. You guys are, y'all got me gassed up, pumped up for this. All right, so we got McLean under 1.5 hitter strikeouts, Veerling over 0.5 hitter strikeouts. We got Seager over 8 fantasy score. We got Chris Bassitt, our discount dog of choice, over 3 pitcher strikeouts. And we got Jude Bellingham over 2.5 shots. All right, I'm gonna rock with it. I'm gonna rock with the soccer play. We'll get a little weird, get a little different. So that means we need one more pick. And I would prefer if this pick had a very low or no chance of tying or pushing. One more pick, and we'll put 25 on it, because that's the most that you could put on a discount dog. Normally, though, if you're building out a 6-pick flex, put $33.33 on it if you're not including a discount dog in it. Okay? Let's find a 6th pick. Let's go back to the optimizer. Anything popping off here? Of course, Dak Prescott's over 0.5 passing yards, the free square. 98.99% chance that Prescott goes over his free square, for those of y'all who are wondering. Oh, is Jude playing today? That's the other key point. Yes, he is at 3:30 p.m. Perfect. Cool. We're good. We're good with Jude then. We're good with Jude. Anything else standing out? For those of y'all who are just getting here, Chris Bassitt, 77.95% chance that he goes over 3 on the discount dog. Framber Valdez, 76.7% chance that he goes over 3.5 on the discount dog. And then Spencer Strider, 73.8% chance that he goes for 7 or more on the discount dog. So those are your discount dogs and the odds, the chances of those discount dogs hitting for you, okay? Like another pitching projection that is not going to tie or push. George says, I know I'm 20 minutes behind, but just an FYI, after the PrizePicks update, you can now bet pitchers against opposing batter or whatever the conflict used to be called. Interesting. Okay. It seemed like I was able to get away with it on some combinations of hitter versus pitcher, but not all. But you're saying that now it's a thing that you can do all the time? That's cool. Hey guys, we have over 115 people exactly actually watching right now. Can we get these likes up from 67 to, I don't know, at least 80? I'm not expecting every one of y'all to use your thumbs and hit the like button, but 68 on 123 watching. I feel like we could do a little bit better. Come on. Turn up for your boy. Turn up. Kid Neptune, he's liking some Mookie Betts for what? Over fantasy score? Mookie for more than his fantasy score? Let's go take a look at that one. We're looking for another pick, a 6th pick. Let's look at Mookie Betts. He's at 9. He's going up against Boston. We did talk about some weather issues from this game. I'm going to keep hammering that point home, reiterating that, hey, there's some showers in the Boston area. But we'll call it a Mookie Betts revenge game. Former Boston Red Sox Mookie Betts. He's on a heater as well. We talked about a couple of different guys that were on heaters. Obviously, Bryce Harper, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, Mookie Betts, you can add to that list as well. These guys have just been hitting the cover off the baseball. Aaron Judge is another one. Can't forget about the Judge. But yeah, all of these guys have been very, very hot with the bat lately. Mookie Betts going up against Cutter Crawford. Let's go take a look at some Mookie Betts projections. He's at 9 today, right? So we're hoping for like a couple points higher than that when we go take a look at Betts. So the first projection, he's projected for 11, which is again on the bat by Derek Carty, which you can find on Roto Grinders or on EV Analytics. You could also find Mookie Betts projection at 10.8 on RotoWire. So that's another nice projection to go over. Things are looking pretty good here so far for Mr. Betts. 10.2 going up against Cutter Crawford. This is on Fantasy Labs. Taking a look at number fire, they've got Mookie Betts projected for 12.8. He is the highest projected hitter on number fire day. Wow. Okay. Strong projection there for Mookie Betts. And then FTN, they've got Mookie Betts projected for 9.9. Let's call it 10. So he's pretty much at 10 or better everywhere that we have looked. Now, one cool thing about the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, again, I'm going to highly encourage that you guys use this tool, is it does support hitter fantasy scores. So we could go take a look at a couple of the ones that we talked about. Someone like a Mookie Betts, he's at 9 on PrizePicks based on his various lines that make up his fantasy score. They go out, they look at the sports books, they kind of compare that. His line's 9, but his projection would be about 8.4. So slightly less than 9. Who was the other one that we liked? Corey Seager. Corey Seager, he is at 8 on PrizePicks, 7.8 based on all the lines, all the sportsbook data, and then you apply the same scoring that the PrizePicks uses for hitter fantasy score. So, have you looked at 3.5 Ks for Kyle Freeland? In what way? Over or under? Over or under on Kyle Freeland? Because for most of the time, I'm taking the under on Kyle Freeland. I'm not trusting him to throw very many Ks. Lance Lynn over 5Ks. Yeah, we talked about that one, King Jacks. I would probably lean toward the over on Lance Lynn. He could very well tie at 5 unless the rain starts to pour down in the Boston area. Then you could be in some trouble where Lance Lynn doesn't reach enough innings or enough pitches thrown to get there. So Juan says, I'm down to my last 15, so I need these to hit. Well, I'm not in that same boat, Juan, but I need these to hit too, and I hope that they do. What do I have so far? I've got Matt McClain under 1.5 hitter strikeouts, Matt Bierling over 0.5 hitter strikeouts. I've got Corey Seager over 8 hitter fantasy score. I got the discount dog, Chris Bassitt, over 3 pitcher strikeouts. I got Jude Bellingham. That was one of the ones that you guys put me on. I don't know anything about soccer. I'm riding with you guys on that one. I mean, Jude looks like a nice young man. You guys are saying that he's going to go crazy today. All right, let's ride with it. And then Mookie Betts over 9 hitter fantasy score, projected for 10 or better, pretty much on every single model that we reference. So, Kodai Senga was looking really good for his strikeouts earlier in the day. I think it probably got bumped up to 7. There was a point where it was at 6.5 and the over was the way to go. Yeah, it got bumped up to 7. So I kind of missed the boat on Senga's over at 6.5. At 7, it looks like about a 51.6% chance that you go under on that. King Jacks, if you put 25, you get up to $20 in net losses back, which is why I recommend putting $33.33 on a 6-pick flex. And then you got to hope that you go at least 4 for 6 or better. If you go 4 for 6 and you risk $33.33, you win $13.33, which means your net losses are $20. You get the full $20 back. So that's how you take advantage of the full $20 in net losses, is risking $33.33 on a 6-pick flex on a protected play on Flex Friday. Does that make sense? Man, y'all are spitting out all kind of picks. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this 6-pick. We got another super chat coming through from Wesley. He's asking about Ellie De La Cruz and Corbin Carroll on their 3.5 combined hits, runs, and RBIs. Let's look at that real quick. %56 chance that these guys go under. Not over. I know you're talking about the over. But based on the odds here, there's a much greater chance at 56% that they go under, which means there's only about a 44% chance that they go over, like you're thinking about playing them. Let me see what the easiest way. Let me get you projections on those real quick. We'll head over to the EV Analytics page. Now, I love EV Analytics because they have a hits, runs, and RBIs category here. And then we could just sort this out by the players. So you're asking about Ellie De La Cruz. So Cincinnati, the nasty natty. He's projected for 2.18. So 2.18 plus, who was the other one? Corbin Carroll. So Arizona. Where that at? Where that at? There they are. 2.4 for Carroll. So you're looking at 4.58 combined hits, runs, and RBIs. Now that is quite a bit higher than their line of 3.5. So this is one of those ones where you have the juice and the odds saying take the under, but you have a combined projection that says take the over. So you're kind of like caught in the middle here between what the optimizer tells you to do and what one of the best projection models on planet Earth for MLB tells you to do. So for that reason, it's probably just going to be a fade for me. I'm probably just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't like conflicting data, basically, is what I'm saying. Chris is asking about Yandy and Judge and their combined hit, runs, and RBIs. Let's take a look at that. Yandy Diaz and Aaron Judge combo. Well, it's not on the optimizer, so I cannot tell you what their combined hits, runs, and RBIs, what the odds or chances of those hitting are. But I can provide you with a projection, so let's do that for you at least. So if we go to the hits, runs, and RBI combo, Judge and Yandy Diaz are sitting at 3.5 on PrizePicks. No game logs or anything for that. 3.5 though. Let's see what they're projected for. We've got a projection of 2.4 for Judge. 2.4 for Judge, which means we need about at least 1 to 1.5 for Yandy Diaz. So 2.4 for Judge, and then we got 2 out of Yandy Diaz. So that's going to be about 2.4 plus 2, 4.4 on a line of 3.5. So based on the projections, just solely on the projections from the bat, the over on that combination, I'm sorry, that's Randy Arozarena, not Yandy Diaz. And that's total bases, not hits, runs, and RB. Wait, no, I got it right. Yeah, I don't have a projection. Sorry, I don't have a projection for Yandy Diaz. This is Randy Arozarena. Let me go see if I can get you one. Yandy. Yandy's at 1.07 hits plus 0.45. God, I'm a mess. 1.07 hits plus 0.45 RBIs plus 0.64 runs. So he's at 2.16. So he's actually slightly higher than Randy Arozarena, plus the 2.4 did we say for Judge? So 4.56. So you're still in good shape if you wanted to take the over on Yandy and Judge over their hits, runs, and RBIs line. So 4.56 is their projection. Okay. Hunter Green over 4.5 hits allowed. Maybe that could be an option. Let's take a look at Hunter Green real quick. His hits allowed projection is at 5.2 according to the bat, so that's looking good. And then his odds, 52.7% chance that he allows 5 or more hits. So it's a plus EV plate and it's projecting well, so that could be a nice move. Yep, I'm awesome says, what about Bassitt over 5? Ooh, what about Bassitt over 5? I don't think Bassitt looked very good for over 5, but let's run it. Let's see what it's looking like. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Yep, I'm awesome. Appreciate that. They don't have his original strikeout line on here. So I can't give you like what the true odds of that hitting are. So this is going to be strictly a projection-based call here for Bassitt. But he's projected for 5.2 Ks on the bat. He's projected for 4.2 Ks on RotoWire. So that's 4.2 to 5.2. And I know we looked at Bassitt earlier, but I'm running through it again for my friend. Yep, I'm awesome. 4.3, another very low projection for Bassitt. So I don't think I would take the over on Bassitt's original line at 5. 5.2, again, kind of about the highest that you're seeing on Bassitt. If anything, I would say maybe taking the under at 5 Ks on Bassitt, 5.3 on FTN. So yeah, I wouldn't take the over on his original line at 5. I might even suggest taking the under there. It's just not looking like strong enough projections for Chris Bassitt. D'Angelo says MLB Live, he's liking Brandon P under his live strikeout. Is that strikeouts? So Brandon P and Brandon P under his live strikeouts and Hendricks over his live strikeouts. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Where's MLB Live at? I don't get too into the live strikeout stuff. Do you guys like live strikeouts? It's quick cash. If you need to flip some quick cash, baby, that's the way to do it. You got Kyle Hendricks at 2. So you're saying take the over at 2 for Kyle Hendricks. And then you were saying Brandon Fat at 3.5. You're wanting to take the under on him. That does seem kind of high against Cincinnati. 4 Ks in 3 innings. I don't mind either one of those. This one looks especially juicy though. I mean, unless he comes out throwing some heat. Cincinnati was swinging and striking a lot against Merrill Kelly last night, but this is not Merrill Kelly on the mound. So Michael, did anyone ask about Adley Rutschman over on Fantasy Score yet? No, I think you're the first one to ask about Adley Rutschman over Fantasy Score, but we can look at some Adley. Where's he at today? 7.5. Adley's been doing pretty good work with the old bat there too, going up against Colorado. Kyle Freeland, not a great pitcher. He's the type of guy that can get smacked around. So Adley Rutschman, perhaps over 7.5 hitter Fantasy Score. That may not be a bad move. Let's see what kind of projections we've got for Adley today. So he's at 7.5. First projection is 8.1. That's not that big of a differential. I would like to see like more of a gap between the PrizePicks line and these projections than that. This one's a little bit better. 9.42 on a line of 7.5. 9.0 on a line of 7.5. We've got him at 10.3 on number fire on a 7.5 line. And then FTN's got him at 8.4. So kind of a mixed bag. I mean, you're seeing everything from like 8.1 up to over 10 fantasy scores. So, I mean, that could be a move. I don't hate it. I would not hate that. Blake says, what's up, Chef, and the rest of my Patreon peeps? If you haven't joined CJ's Patreon, you're missing out on the money. It pays for itself, literally. Well, I thank you for that, Blake. And yeah, I mean, you could find the link to my Patreon. It's down in the description of today's video. Like I said, it's just $20 for 30 days of access. It comes out to about 66 cents per day. Myself, I post, I don't know, anywhere from a half dozen, 6 or more picks per day. Just depends on what kind of value that we're finding out on the PrizePicks board. And, you know, we got community members in there, over 250 different community members who are sharing their favorite picks and stats and info and data. We're all just there to try to help each other win. I mean, that's what it's all about. There's no egos. None of us are pissing on each other's entry sizes. We're not, you know, in there critiquing, oh, you only put $5 on this, bro. Or, oh, why do you like this pick? It's none of that. No egos involved. It's very family friendly, very cool, chill, laid back vibe. So, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, a winning community that's not all about the drama, because I know that PrizePicks Discord, Discord can be kind of toxic at times. This is not a toxic type of community. But yes, thank you, Blake, for mentioning Patreon. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I think it's well worth 20 bucks. If you play your cards right, it will literally pay for itself. Yeah. Ty's mentioning some Brandon Woodruff. Brandon Woodruff over 4.5 hits. That could be one. I like that Hunter Green. I might go back to that Hunter Green at some point on a future entry, but you're mentioning Woody. Woodruff's hits are projected for 4.8 on a line of 4.5, where Hunter Green was also at 4.5, but he's projected for 5.2 hits allowed. So Hunter Green projecting a little bit better than Brandon Woodruff, but you could play either one. I think both of those are in play. Let's just double check some stuff here real quick. Hunter Green was about 52.7% to go over 4.5. Brandon Woodruff was, where's he at? Brandon Woodruff's at a 51.1% chance to go over 4.5 hits allowed. So if you were to gun to head, make me choose, I'm choosing Hunter Green. The data supports it. It looks like the higher plus EV play. Placid saying, as a Patreon member, it's actually worth it. It's good picks and a good community. Thank you, Placid. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Mark says, well worth the 20 bucks a month. It always pays for itself and more. Love it, Mark. I'm glad you're enjoying. Like I said, you can just sign up right here. Patreon.com/Curry the Creator. Left a link down in the description. Jump in there, man. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the winning team. Love to see more folks in there. And like I said, your Patreon pledge goes a long way to helping this content here on YouTube stay free. Keeps me going, you know. So you can go to bed and rest easy knowing that you helped the content creator out as well. But I think we're going to go ahead and lock this in here before anything moves. I'm going to take McLean and Veerling hitter strikeouts, Corey Seager and Mookie Betts fantasy score. We got the Bassitt discount dog, and I don't know anything about soccer. You guys are saying Jude Bellingham is a good play over 2.5 shots, so I'm going to rock with it. 25 bucks will win us $625, and it does actually let you play the discount dog in your first Flex Friday entry. So there you go. We got McLean, Veerling, Seager, Bassitt, Bellingham, Betts. Okay. And then I just made a 2-pick power play earlier in the day of Framber. Well, this was just after midnight. Framber Valdez, that was the first discount dog. I put him with Braxton Garrett. Garrett's got bumped up to 5 already. And then Strider was one at 7. You got Crawford and Adon there at 4 and 5 hits allowed. So, yeah, those are some options for you. Those are some different plays, but that's what we're going with. So good luck. I mean, I think that's going to be it. We've been here for almost 2 hours. So Seager or Betts, who would I pick? Seager. Easier matchup maybe against Sonny Gray. Let's go Corey Seager. But there you go. Appreciate you guys. Drop a like on your way out. We will catch you in the very next video. Good luck, everyone. Peace.